session very shortly. There was no voice. Now there is. Okay, perfect. So let me know, guys, how many of you are here. 1 second. Okay, everything is perfect. Hi, Rohit. So this is our first session on interview personality development program, and the idea here is very, very simple to make sure that you are prepared well for the upcoming SEBI interviews. Okay, I will be explaining to you what is the process you have to follow. How do you move forward with the interview personality development program? We have a lot of students in this program. I don't know why are they not here, but it doesn't matter. The less the better, because that way we can specifically focus on your doubts and on your queries as well. Okay, so what exactly are you supposed to be doing when you have decided that you will start your preparations for the interview? Okay, what exactly should you be doing? The first thing that you have to do, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, you can just, I think, see the screen now, which contains the entire personality development program course. Okay. Now, in this course, you will see there are interview live sessions, and this is the session going on right now. And if you open the first section, as we like to call it, you will see that there are a total of 21 lessons, consisting of 20 specific lessons for your preparation and one lesson which introduces you to the idea of the interview prep. Okay, your first task I want to specifically focus on this is to watch all these sessions very seriously. एक पूरा दिन लगा के आपको ये बैठ के सेशंस देखने हैं and simultaneously make sure that you are recording these, that you are doing whatever is being asked by having this kind of a notebook. एक notebook बनाइए. जो भी मैं tasks दे रहा हूँ, whatever tasks I'm giving to you or whatever I'm saying, whatever important things I'm saying in the interview videos, make sure that you are following all of those, writing them down, and you start working on those. इंटरव्यू में मेहनत आपकी होगी, गाइडेंस मेरी होगी. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि मैं आपको बताऊंगा ये पढ़ लो and I'll be giving you the content also and then only you'll study. You have to create your own content. It's very, very important. You have to create your own questions and answers. If you don't create your own questions and answers, you will uh, not go anywhere at all. Okay, you will not be able to develop yourself. You will not be able to prepare yourself. So the first thing that you have to do, I'm saying this again, is to go through all these 20 sessions that I have created for you here. Please don't take them lightly. The reason that they have been created in advance is to make sure that all these sessions cover everything you need to know as to how to prepare for your interview, what to do, what not to do. Okay, so please go through all these sessions one by one. Make sure that you are very thoroughly prepared. You follow all the homework that I give you in all these sessions, and you cover everything that is being asked from you and demanded from you. Okay, if you don't start writing, if you don't create a notebook and don't start writing whatever homework I give you through these sessions, you will not be able to develop yourself. Interview is about doing more than studying. It's more about practicing. It's more about preparing yourself for the interview than only about studying. If you keep studying, you will not land up anywhere. It's about changing your mindset to make sure that you're able to think in terms of questions and answers. The moment you start thinking in terms of questions and answers, you will figure out that your entire personality will be transformed. Okay, so make sure that you do that. Yes, Let's come to questions and answers. But before that, I would want to specify as to what is the sequence that you should be following while preparing for your interviews. Okay. As I said, the first task is to prepare all these 20 lessons. I will have another live session next week. And I want all of you guys, people who are here and people who are not here, people who are going to watch this probably later, 30, 35, 40, whatever odd number of students we have in this program till date. I am sure you will be watching it later. I want you to create at least 500 questions in the next 1 week. If you don't do your homework, then you cannot ask me and demand from me that I do mine. Okay. I have already given you a lot of homework, a lot of things that you have to do through these 20 sessions. Now it's your turn to actually do it. Next week, I will be sitting with all the students. Rohit is here. I'll be sitting with other students as well. And I would demand from you that you show me whatever questions and answers you have written down. If you don't take it seriously, then you can take your money and you can go away. I don't mind. I don't care. Okay. This course is specifically meant for very serious aspirants who are here to make sure that they don't fail in the interview. And there is no scope of laziness. There is no scope of I did not find time. These kind of excuses. So, what you have to do is make sure that you do all the homework by next week. Today is Wednesday. By next week, probably Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I'll be notifying you in advance. You have to create at least 500 questions, and 1 week is enough to create at least 500 questions. I would demand from you that you show me all those 500 questions one by one, and then we'll move forward with the further exercises. Okay. Without that, we will not move forward. Whoever does not cover or provide me at least 500 questions, I will not take him forward. Okay. What next? What after you have created 500, 600 odd questions? Okay. The next step is to have your mocks. Now, having mocks without ample enough preparation is like going to war without any tools, going to war without any arms and ammunitions. Okay. Thinking that I will be able to fight with my bare hands. That's not possible. So I want you to I want you to go to war, that is, go to a mock interview only after you have created those 400, 500 questions. You can very well try and fool me and go and enroll for free mocks, but free mocks are going to be of about 30 minutes, whereas paid mocks, the mocks that are going to be held here, are going to be about 1 hour. Okay. So the mocks here are going to start a little later after a week, but in that 1 week, you have to make sure that you're covering whatever is being asked from you in those 20 sessions. Okay. How are the mocks going to be conducted? There are going to be two mocks. The first mock, wherein we will be checking up on the basics, asking you a lot of questions from different areas, and then providing you a very detailed feedback. The second one, the second mock, is going to be an add on the first mock. So in the second mock, I will be, based upon the feedback, whatever I provide to you, whatever the entire panel provides you, you will be asked to do some things and not to do some things. And in the second mock, we will check whether you have actually worked on those things or not. So it's like a build up exercise where you first come in without any preparation or with little preparation in front of us. And then in the second one, you start building up and you start looking more prepared. Okay. Okay, so that was all. That is the sequence that we're going to follow. I wanted to clarify it once again. All those sessions में मैंने बताया है. So next week I will be looking forward to a lot of questions from you guys. Once that is done, then I will move forward with uh, your mocks. Okay, we will have two sets of mocks, and we can also have one-on-one discussion sessions based upon your feedback, based upon the feedback that I provide to you in those mocks. Okay. Now let me take some doubts here. Rohit Gupta has a doubt. My interview scheduled for first day, first slot, 8:30. Uh, what is the first day? Can you specify? Because the latest date that I have got till now is 13th May, if I'm not wrong. Is there any disadvantage as among first candidates all over India? No disadvantage at all. I think it's an advantage because the interview panel will be very fresh. They will have fresh questions. Whatever answers you give them, if they are decent answers, if they're well thought out answers, if you're well prepared with those answers, okay, you will be able to leave a very good impression. So it's an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Okay. In any kind of interview, having the interview first thing in the morning and the latest, the better, because the interview panel is not exhausted. Whatever answer you give them, they will be interested in listening to your answers. After 10 days, it becomes more difficult because every student has the same answer to a lot of questions. Okay. So I think it's an advantage, not a disadvantage. So take it as something in your favor. Okay. Saurabh has a question. Questions, sir, questions based on profile or including HR and technical questions. Saurabh, please go through all the 20 sessions. In those sessions, I have specifically given you tasks that in this session, these kind of questions you have to create. In this session, these kind of questions you have to create. Okay. So please go through the sessions and whatever tasks are given to you in every session, please make sure that by the end of the day, you're done with those tasks. Okay, and start building up on those tasks every day. Okay, so you have to prepare questions on everything, whether it is profile, HR, technical, everything. In 1 week you can easily create 400-500 questions. It's not a difficult task, let me tell you, but it will only happen once you start. So start with those sessions, with those 20 sessions that I have given you. Start following the homework that I have provided you in those sessions. You will see that by the end of the week you have you easily will have 400-500 questions with you. Okay, create a good notebook, create multiple notebooks if you want, each notebook for a different area, or create sections in one notebook, each section having enough space so that you can write enough questions and answers. Writing only questions is not enough, you have to write their answers also. Writing only answers is not enough, you have to prepare also. तो practicing का भी एक session है जिसमें I have explained how do you practice. Okay, how do you practice using the mirror, how do you make sure that when you're sitting in front of them, you're you know bubbling with confidence. That's very important, and that can be done only when you practice enough. Okay, so if you have any doubts, just let me know. Otherwise, yes, Rohit has another doubt. Very good. I have joined my job in November and left job in January for preparation. Is there any negative impact that I have left job for this exam and other PSU preparation? No. If you because you joined it only for 2 months, you can even skip it. If you joined any private organization, if you joined any government organization, then you can probably say that I joined this organization, but I did not feel that I belonged there. And you have to create specific reasons why do you feel you did not belong there. Of course, see, in interviews, you have to lie at times. Okay, it's the harsh truth. But you have to believe in that lie. That's very important. If you yourself start believing that you left the organization, if it was a government organization, that you left the organization because you did not belong there, you felt out of place, you felt that you will not land anywhere, you just did not want to get into a job, but get into a job that you feel will help in your future. If that is the area that you want the examiner to think like, then you can actually drive the interview. So see, every disadvantage can be turned into an advantage. Okay, Rohit is saying I'm currently serving notice period. See, I'm asking again, if this is a government organization, then you have to mention. If it is a private organization, then you can skip if you want to. Okay, let's assume that you have to mention. Even then, uh, you can, because you're serving the notice period, so instead of saying that you left in January, you can still say, you can still write working. Okay, still working, because you're still serving your notice period. That will be an advantage. Okay, instead of saying that you've left, you can easily say that you're still working there because you're serving your notice period there. Okay, Saurabh has a question. I've cleared 6 NISM certifications, DBNF and Advanced Wealth Management. Where should I put it in DAF? There is no section in DAF for certifications. You can put it in education itself. Education may try and figure out the fourth one. The last, I think they have only 4 rows. So in the fourth one, you try and mention all of them together. Otherwise, you might miss out. Now, again, because you have such advanced certifications, it is both an advantage and a disadvantage. Advantage, they will be impressed when they start with your interview. Disadvantage, if you're not able to justify, if you're not prepared well, you will not be able to justify your advanced certifications. They will not be able to answer the questions well, and then they will be unimpressed. They will be like, okay, this guy's probably done it, but we don't know how has he done it, how did he do it, probably cheated, something like that. So make sure that you're prepared well. Their expectations are going to be high when you enter the interview room. You have to justify your these expectations. If you're able to justify these expectations, then you'll get very good marks. That goes without saying. Yes. Rohit has a very interesting question. There is no column for hobbies and extracurriculars. How can we show that? Yes, this year and last year they have changed, and because these videos were created before the SEBI result came out, although I had the SEBI interview form with me, but I was expecting that they'll put something in hobbies and extracurriculars, so I created videos for that. But in any case, I want you to prepare for hobbies and extracurriculars. Number one. Number two, where do we mention it? You don't mention it, but you prepare your questions and answers in such a way that you can mention these hobbies and extracurriculars, so you can drive the interview in a certain direction. Okay, that's very important. For example, very simple, they might ask you, introduce yourself, tell us a little about yourself. That's a common question that is being asked nowadays in interviews. So you tell them about yourself, and when you're telling them about yourself, then you mention some hobbies and extracurriculars that you've done, that you follow. So you're driving the interview in a certain direction, but make sure they're interesting enough. Okay, so that ways you can drive the interview. So make sure you're prepared with hobbies and extracurriculars or whatever you've done in the past, and make sure that you're prepared well. You have enough questions and answers, and you're willing to drive the interview in that direction. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Okay, so these were all the questions. I hope the questions have been answered. I'll see you once again next week, and next week we are going to see how much have you prepared in this last 1 week. I will be looking at your questions and answers. Try and prepare them on a laptop, in a Word file or something, so that you can share it with me, and I can help you with refining them as well. Otherwise, if you create them on paper, it'll be much more difficult for you to share it with me and for me to refine them, edit them, do all those things. Okay. So make sure that you're using a virtual notebook, an online notebook to prepare those. It can be a Word file, it can be 4 5 Word files, section wise, it can be a OneNote, anything at all will do. Okay. Next week, I'll be looking at your questions and the answers, and we will take it forward from there. Okay. We'll probably start with interview sessions, probably because people who have the interview, like Rohit has on 13th. So on Sunday, we can have an interview of yours. What you can do is schedule it, go online on the website, because there is one common section where you can schedule your interviews. So 1 second, let me just see. Hmm. Yes, mock interview, SEBI. I'm sharing the page with you guys. Yes, I'll try and take it over Zoom next time. Although ये भी Zoom पर ही चल रहा है, but it is connected. I don't know why is it working like this. Instead of being connected through Zoom, it is got connected through YouTube. I will try and sort it out and try and connect it directly through Zoom. Okay. So this is the place where you can, you can schedule your interview. So please schedule an interview, Rohit, for this weekend, Sunday. Even if you're not well prepared, I would want you to start taking mocks. Okay, I will be there for your interview. You can just share in the discussion group on discussions.anujindal.in. You can just share your time, and I will be there for your interview so that I can guide you better. Okay. So this week, you don't have to pay for anything for these sessions, of course, extra. but your interview is going to be 1 hour. Other interviews are now are 30 minutes. Okay, so I will try and take even more than two interviews because yours is the first one on 13th May. We don't have enough time. So this weekend, that is 1st May, let's have the first mock interview, and then we can schedule more mock interviews. Okay, that's for Rohit. I'm kind of nervous about it. They can dig deep into technical details. My interview is on 8th June. Saurabh, it's an advantage that your interview is very late for you because you have to prepare a lot. If you decide to mention all these certifications, then you have to be well prepared. Don't be afraid. I think it's an advantage if you can use it, and given the amount of time you have, I think you will be able to use it well. Okay, so don't be afraid of challenges. Are only going to make sure that you're able to shine better than others. Okay, let's finish off the session. Rohit, please enroll for this. Okay, at 11:30, your mock interview is already scheduled. Okay, I will talk to ma'am and I'll tell her to schedule your interview at last, and she'll notify you so that we can have a 1 hour long session. Okay, because you're the only one right now who's going to have an interview session out of enrolled students. So out of enrolled students for this personality development program. So I want to have a 1 hour long session with you. We can try and sit and talk about a lot of things. Try and prepare as much and whatever you can. We'll start with the mock and then we'll start with your detailed feedback on how to prepare further. Make sure that you're done with all these 20 sessions. Make sure that you start with your preparation one by one. Even if you're done with, let's say, two or three sections only, it's completely fine. Okay. But make sure that you start with your preparations. That is very important. Go through all the 20 sections, 20 videos, and then move forward with carrying out the homework that I provide in these 20 sessions. Okay. Chaliye, let's finish off the session. Whoever is not here and whoever wants to watch it later, please make sure that you follow whatever has been provided today here. And I intend to stay in touch with you regularly. Make sure that majority of the students out here are able to get through. Okay. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye bye.